it is being reconstructed. So also, Christine is not my wife. Christine is the videographer. So
Yeah,
I
just the
know we're
videographer.
going to point that out every live just to make sure there's no confusion. We're redoing the space now. There are like 29 or something eBay boxes left that I'm selling on Whatnot. They're almost sold out. And I will be starting a Poshmark closet today. So Poshmark is starting. The Whatnot has been going. And today I want to talk about the Summer Slowdown, which I think is early. I've been getting a lot of emails about people having slow sales. So I've got a couple of different options for you guys. So please ask questions in the chat, and I'm going to go over the options. If you are struggling with your eBay stores, a couple of things you can do. I'm going to be offering a new service where I buy all your inventory. So I'm in Oakland, California. So if you want to drive here, I'm looking to buy a minimum of 500 items, and I will buy your entire store. So once we arrange the details, you can email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. I will liquidate your entire store, and a lot of people have been doing that, asking for that because they're giving up. So awesome. I want to facilitate that. Come here. I want to write one check for the entire amount and a minimum 500 items, more the merrier. So secondly, we just started a mentorship, which started this morning. So if you are serious about reselling, the main reasons why people don't succeed, and I'll go over this because 1,300 people applied for the mentorship and I only picked around 10. There's still around 105 requests for mentorship, and I'm going to respond to those people throughout this week as I finish out. But it was really time consuming looking through everybody's email, where they're from, why they're going to make it, why they're not going to make it, what's wrong with them, what's not wrong with them. And I figured out that the people ranging that were applying did between just starting, like haven't listed their first item yet, all the way up to there was a couple doing $45,000 a month in sales on eBay looking for mentorship as well. So the full gamut of people looking. The people with the $45,000 a month business, they both had full-time jobs and kids. So I would say the number one reason people are successful is they have a schedule. And I think it's easier when you have kids and when you have a job to understand that concept. It's not easier, it's more difficult with kids and with a full-time job, but it's easier to understand the importance of a schedule. So as we do it, you guys will see that the 10 people this morning that we started with don't have an exact schedule. And that really is what separates you from being where you want to be and where you are right now. Is just it's not in your schedule. If it's not on your calendar, then it doesn't exist. So Summer Slowdown is here. And I think it's because there's a lot of distraction right now. And that's when Summer Slowdown hits. As Lavender Clothesline Karen, one of my favorite resellers, would say, what if there's no Summer Slowdown? There's just seller slowdown. I think it's the same. Like year round, if we're going by the rolling 12 month, you should be up. So maybe not up over Q4, October, November, December, or January, March, April when people are getting tax refunds or they're still in that holiday spree. But year over year, you should be up over last year as long as you did something similar. If you do the same thing every week, it gets better and better and better. Christine and I have been doing this live for a while. It's been getting really good. So I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you have some questions for us. And happy everyone is here.
Do you want to explain the summer slowdown a little bit?
Yeah, so summer slowdown is when the traffic on eBay and Poshmark, Amazon starts to dip a little bit. And as you guys saw, Q1 pretty rough with all the different platforms. I think eBay is down 20%. But just because the platform is down doesn't mean you have to be down. It's just during that time you need to adjust. You may need to adjust your pricing lower. You may need to put in different types of items. The last couple of years I've had higher sales during the summer because I've been listing shorts, swimwear, stuff that's more in demand in the spring and summer seasons to avoid that because I already know what's happening. You guys should know it too because you're buying more gifts during the holiday season. Maybe you're in the shopping mood. Right when back to school starts to happen, people start buying more things. So right now I need to be creative. It's not like people stop spending money. You just need to figure out where that interest and traffic is going. Summer slowdown is optional. You do not have to have a summer slowdown yourself.
Josh has a question.
Yep.
For many resellers, this is going to be their first recession. Any
Yep.
advice for them?
Definitely. So I would say that, okay, so the main reason that makes people successful is the schedule, and the main reason they are not successful is they have too much overhead. Okay, the overhead is if you have baggage, like from emotionally, you have some relationships that are toxic or are not useful. You have too much debt. You have too many things. You're too distracted. This is all overhead weighing on you. Right now, if you're about to enter in a recession, you learn how to make do with less. So since I've been on this kick of being like a minimalist, trying to do things as clean as possible, clear instructions, simplify my day, simple, simple, simple. It's like I either do it or hell no, I don't do it. It's really easy. Like even tomorrow, I'm supposed to have lunch with the supplier. I've decided that I'm not going to have lunch with the supplier because I don't have time. And it's not because like I'm cold-hearted or something, or cold-blooded rather. I just don't have time. I only do things now that add to my life. So things that help you be more consistent, that's what you should do right now going into a recession. Because it's when your money doesn't go as far. Yesterday I just bought milk for the first time. So we are now transitioning from breast milk to regular milk. It was $7 a gallon. I remember when when milk was $2 a gallon. That's a lot different. I'm getting older, but like that's a 3.5 time increase over the last time. The last time I bought milk, it was $2 a gallon. And it's $7 a gallon now. So like you just gotta be as simple as possible, cut things out that don't matter. And like people are talking about commutes being very expensive. They are. Think about getting a job that's closer. People are talking about eating out getting more expensive. You need to learn how to cook. These are things that you have to bring everything to you. And like yesterday was Mother's Day. We went out with my wife and her mom, so grandma, and it was so packed that we ended up going to another restaurant which wasn't as good but was still busy because it's Mother's Day. And the experience was a 2 out of 10. Horrible food. And here's the thing though, this is really important because this relates to your eBay store. This restaurant is across the street from this awesome Chinese restaurant. So every time I go to the restaurant, the good one, I look across the street and there's no one in that other restaurant. And there's 3 or 4 people, like the employees are like longingly looking over at the busy restaurant, like, oh, I wish we had customers too. So we went, right? Because it was the only option. It was too busy. So I sort of equate this to like, let's say we're at a 3-hour layover going to FlipCon in a couple months, and we have no choice but to eat at this restaurant that's in the airport. That's what that experience was like. No one was motivated. The food was all one thing wrong. So this is why your stuff on eBay doesn't sell. When we had this noodle dish, it was too watery, right? So I would never order that again. We had this vegetable dish that was burned, right? So we would not order that again, but just like a little bit burned, not so burned that I would send it back, but burned to the point where I wouldn't reorder it. So your store is just one title word wrong. It's priced a couple dollars too high. One of the pictures is the wrong item, or one of the pictures is off center and it shows your customer that you're not professional. One item specific is incorrect. One word in your description is confusing or misleading. And you add in those 8 things that are wrong, no one shops in your store. So I think it's really important to realize the difference between a store that's crushing it and a store that has no sales is probably just 8 words. So it requires an insane attention to detail for that to work. So that's why people's sales are slow. That's the reason there's summer slowdown, is because your listings aren't perfect, and you need perfect listings to sell during the slow time, right? This is the true test. All the businesses that were making money with the COVID money, those businesses are gone now because that COVID money is gone. There's no more stimulus. So now it's just who actually knows what they're doing will survive.
Joe is wondering where he can learn more about glassware.
Joe, there's probably lots of Facebook groups with glassware. You would learn maybe with starting to, with just listing it, what kind of glassware does well. I'd maybe look at Crazy Lamp Lady. She seems like she sells a lot of glass.
Andrew says, what kind of stuff are you buying when you're saying you're buying full stores and stuff?
I'm buying stuff that I can lot together. So ideally, stuff that is small. So I would say like I'm buying clothing, I'm buying shoes, I'm buying electronics. the more random your store is, the less likely I will be able to buy it because it will be difficult to price. Unless you want to price everything at 50 cents or $1, it's difficult to buy because it's hard. It takes time to sort. That's where a lot of resellers get in trouble, is because sorting is so difficult. So earlier in the mentorship call, I was going over why a lot of people kill it in the beginning, because in the beginning, it doesn't matter what you sell. Everything works on a small level. People are like, oh, I do really well with copper jewelry. Maybe they only sold 2 items. They listed 2 items. I'm talking about making a living, like selling hundreds or thousands of items. And to do hundreds or thousands of copper jewelry, you need to be an expert in that niche, because like it's pretty competitive. Everything is competitive. So whatever category you are in, selling a few does not make you an expert. It's very, very, very difficult to compete with people who are an expert. That's why Floyd Mayweather always wins all these silly boxing matches, because he's a really good boxer, and people who are like YouTube stars are challenging him, and that doesn't work. You can't go from one niche to another and expect to excel. You can expect to sell a couple things here or there, but this isn't, occasional refinement channel. I want everyone to improve every day. That's what we're here. Occasional refinement is a different channel.
Retro says, do you recommend any services or programs for finding things online to flip on eBay? I have plenty of time to list, but can't get out of the house to source due to kids.
That is an issue. Emma, let's see. Hold on a second.
One second, guys.
Do you mind moving these shelves when you get a chance? You can walk in. Is that cool? Okay. Okay, how do we source things online? So I would say that the majority of people source by buying lots online. So that's going to start with whatever niche that you're in. You just pick 1 or 2 items. 1 or 2 niches, and then you start looking for lots. So believe it or not, the most commonly searched for thing in the jewelry category is lots. So you can buy and resell just in the jewelry lot category. So that's something that I would recommend if you are not able to leave the house. You have to purchase lots. It's your only solution, and it's going to be definitely a lot more difficult than picking items one at a time, because you can cherry pick and pick the good stuff. If you have to buy lots, it's a lot more work and a lot more sorting, but that's what you have to do if you can't go out and cherry pick.
Okay, Becca's Bookshelves says, any advice? I run my business from home using my garage as a stockroom for listed only.
Yep.
I've hit my limit at 1,700 items in the space, and I'm stuck on how to grow it, as I can't afford to rent storage units.
Okay, so I'm hoping that you have 17 sales a day or more. And usually, like, this cost of storage is the cheapest part of your eBay business, which scares me, that you can't afford space, because that literally is the cheapest part. So I would say that the main reason you can't afford storage space is you're not getting enough sales. So I would go back and adjust your listings and just make sure that you're getting enough, because I've had a lot of storage spaces and it's always been under 5% of my total operation has been the cost of space. Space is the cheapest part. That scares me, that you can't afford the warehouse space, because it's literally a couple $100s a month. You only need to sell a few items to pay for that. Like 10 items should pay for a small space that's external.
Lamonte says, is drop shipping still a thing with eBay?
Yes, so Christine and I are going to make a drop shipping video in the next couple of weeks. And tomorrow I'm actually going to have a meeting with Nahar from Zeek Analytics. Drop shipping is still a thing. It's against the terms of use on eBay. So you're not allowed to drop ship on eBay or Amazon. People still do it, and that's just the reality. I heard there's some crazy numbers for how much of eBay actually is drop shipping. It's very valid. I would just say stay in one particular niche or category. Keep it narrow so that you can really make sure you don't fall out of stock. Because if you're selling these Home Depot shelves on eBay and they sell, and you order them from Home Depot and ship it to your customer, and they run out of shelves or the price changes and you get a defect, you're going to fall below standard quickly and your drop shipping career will be over. So you got to be on it.
Gotcha Recovery says, how can I optimize my store that has many categories?
Okay, this is great. A lot of times when it comes to reselling, the key to making it work is doing what you don't like to do. So for me, I like selling highly profitable things, but they take more space, they take more time to list, they take more price research, and ultimately price research really kills people because you spend so much time figuring out what something is worth that it ends up not even being worth your time. You don't know how to deal with the specific return. It just makes it really difficult. So I would say stop selling things that you don't like to sell, or stop selling things that move slowly, because you can always optimize things to sell quickly. You can adjust. Are you looking for stickers?
Yeah.
I don't know where
The big roll went away.
the roll.
There's a lot going on today.
Let's see.
Yeah, we shouldn't be finished with it.
No, we just
Not
started it,
doing-
right?
Ooh.
Maybe Keisha used it. You didn't see it over there? Okay.
Becca's Bookshelves was saying, actually, they forgot to say that they're in the UK, and storage space is very expensive.
Not as, I mean,
Like $800.
it's expensive, but it should still be a small percentage. Like as
Percentage
an
of the
example, this storage right here, back here is 10 by 10. So that's like 2 meters by 2 meters. Is that right? What's the conversion, guys, for 10 feet by 10 feet? This space is 10 feet by 10 feet. And even in California, at $3 a square foot, that's not cost prohibitive because this can store 2,000 items. A 10 by 10 can store 2,000 items and a photo station and a little desk if I wanted to work here. And that's only $300 US for a 10 by 10. So somebody helped me do the conversion into meters. I think it's like 2 meters.
3 feet to 1 meter.
Yeah, so 2.2 meters by 2.2 meters. That's probably not over 260 pounds. I don't know, I'm making that up. Is it like, is it, what's the conversion rate? 1 to 1 or is it more? A pound is worth more?
No, I think pounds worth more.
So like 260 pounds for a 2 by 2 foot. I'm just talking, I'm not asking. I don't know. I'm just saying it's probably not more expensive than here. It's the same.
She said it's like 800 around her. 800.
That's so ridiculous. That's not even, that must be like near Buckingham Palace. That's so expensive. It can't be $800. There's no way.
Well, let's say she can't get storage space. What would be your advice?
Okay, if you can't get storage space and you have to sell your things faster and turn them quicker, that would be the only way to make it work.
So focus on a
Focus on
faster
faster sell-through rate.
sell-through rate.
Yeah.
If space is an issue.
You might have to sell wristwatches and do it at home because
Smaller objects, maybe.
that's something that some people have to deal with.
We say 1.3 US to 1 pound.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Kim says, I am an older, long-time eBayer getting more and more concerned about fees and shipping costs.
Yep.
I have zero social media by choice. Am I totally out of luck for whatnot?
Kind of, because they are looking for people with the social media following, and they're looking for collectible, desirable items. And I'm kind of in this weird niche where I'm selling items wholesale, and whatnot is great for wholesale. So you're not out of luck, and not being on social media is not a bad thing. I haven't even updated my picture on whatnot. As long as you have stuff that people want, you'll be fine. You don't need a social media following.
Yeah. I guess it's just like getting onto the platform, though.
Getting onto the platform is
seller.
difficult.
Yeah.
If you have a niche and you're good at whatever category you're in, they will still approve you, even with no social media following. And she had mentioned she's worried about the rising costs.
Yeah.
Everyone has the same playing field, though. Luckily,
Fees
we all
and
have
shipping
that.
costs.
We all have that worry that things get more expensive every quarter, and we just gotta just adjust because it is very hard.
Sorry for the
train.
Joy. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, Joy's asking, is there a way to auto-populate the item title to the description?
No. You have to Control C, Control V. That's not the best answer, but that's how I did it.
The super is saying, how important is maintaining profit margin on individual items once your entire store is in the green? All of my inventory is paid for from previous sales. Can I not lower my margins to sell faster?
I do. So I'm even willing to sell stuff at a 10% or sub 10% margin just to move things quickly. Yeah, I'm willing, like the Walmart model, 10%, and or I think Walmart's 1%. So if you're willing to really go extreme, Walmart's only a 1% margin. So that's as low as it gets before you're just doing business for fun and breaking even.
Gotcha Recovery says follow-up question. Is there a service to optimize the store?
No, you have to do it yourself. It sucks. You have to do it manually. I'm gonna check next door real quick so Christine, maybe she can answer for me, but I'll be right
Just
back.
keep in mind you're mic'd still.
Okay.
Hello.
Is there enough room back here? Okay.
How's everyone's morning / afternoon?
Sorry for the
Where are
maze.
you all from?
Yeah, that's great.
Sounds like several people are from the area.
Okay.
Sorry for the sounds
So let's stack here.
in the other unit.
This is perfect.
From Michigan?
Sorry.
Hi.
Okay. We're good?
Wisconsin? How many people does Chris have working out?
Then we'll be good to go.
Lots of people in the US. Hello from Toronto, Las Vegas. Nice. Joy is asking, did Chris ever try spreadsheets and file exchange? Just curious.
I did. I have. And I even made my own spreadsheet and I built my own robot that filled out item specifics way slower than one at a time. Way slower, way more defects. After I learned how to do it one at a time in our Facebook group, which I'll put in the chat.
I don't know if you can.
Oh, never mind. Patreon.com/the Podcast.
There you go.
Once I learned how to do it one at a time, I only had 17 defects for every 5,000 sales. So I stopped automating. No more automation required.
Hollywood Reseller is asking, are you getting rid of that unit? This unit?
I'm going from 1,500 square feet to 600 square feet. So I'm getting rid of 60% of my space. Shrinking. Shrinking.
Chase is asking, are you selling the shelves?
Maybe. The shelves went up. I bought my shelves for $200 and they're $400 now. And during the peak of the pandemic, they were $500. So maybe I sell my shelves for a profit, but my wife says I shouldn't. She says she wants to keep them. So maybe I'll store them.
And again, I'm not his wife.
This is not my wife. Christine is the videographer.
A Deal Finder says, did he have to lay off some due to the issue, or did he steam forward with other ideas and need them?
Nope, hired 2 more, actually.
Wiki Domain says, where do you get your sign made? That sign.
Etsy.
Yeah, that's right.
Etsy.
Etsy neon sign. It's not on right now.
It's not on right now, but Etsy.
Tito, 2-year subscriber, first time in the chat, watching from
Nice.
Oregon. Hi.
Thank you.
Dusty Leather and Lace, you can put your link from your phone in the live chat. I don't know how. It
Somebody
brings up
post it
something.
for us, the Patreon group.
It's probably in the description.
Okay, it might be in the
Right? I
description,
don't know.
hopefully.
Aries Rodrigo says, I source through buying abandoned goods via storage unit auctions. Is there a good pairing for an eBay store?
Yes.
Is this a good pairing for an eBay store?
I think so. You just have to have a good listing habit. So,
94, we're done with the rack up to 94.
yep. Yeah. But yeah, for, yep.
The abandoned, the storage units.
Yeah, as long as you have a
Parents
good
eBay.
listing habit of like 10 to 30 a day, random goods at a storage unit are great. I think you need to be a professional at having the good Rolodex. Like, I bought this unit, clothing goes to this guy, jewelry goes to this lady, hard goods goes to this guy. That way you can do it because it's really hard to list everything.
So if he's getting like a full storage unit, he can categorize them and then sell them off to people who sell.
I would, because it's really hard to have a store of everything.
Yeah. Old Crafty says, I'm trying 7-day auctions at 50% of bin price as I would get 4 times the last hour boosts a month. Do auction visibility rank different to bin?
Yes. So auctions always rank better
Oh, buy it now. Got it.
because auctions rank better because usually they're lower priced to begin with, and then you also get an ending soonest or newly listed boosts. So you get quite a few boosts with an auction, but you usually get 15 to 50% less than a buy it now traditionally. You can get more money on an auction, but usually not. I'm now a little bit more experienced in auctions and usually get 30 to 80% of what it's worth.
SoCal OGP says, hey Chris, new subscriber.
What's up?
Much respect to your journey. What are your thoughts on promoted listings? Worth paying the extra money or another shameless attempt by eBay to take more money?
I usually promoted between 0% and trending plus 1.1%. That's how I played the game. Some items don't require promoting. So those ones I left at 0, and the ones some really do require. So those ones I promoted higher, and a trending plus 1 I feel like is the best place to be, because if you're trying to move things quickly, you need to be competitive. And if you're not in so much hurry, you just want a little bit of a bump, you could go as low as 1%. But I go 1.1 because if I'm just wanting a little bit of a bump, I just want to do above the laziest person. So the 1% guy, I'm 1.1. Trending plus 1 is the ultimate lazy way to do it. You will leave money on the table. eBay will get more money than they need to on the sale, but it's an easy, lazy way to do it.
Robert is asking, is vintage clothing a good niche to get into on eBay?
Well, my partner in the Facebook group only, Tech and Sports, he has 50,000 items in his store, and his eBay store does $2 million a year, and it's just him and 3 people. So if you making $600,000 a year by yourself gross is good, then I would say jump on in. It's a really good category. It's hard to be great at, hard to source vintage stuff. It's like you can't just call the vintage factory and they make you used stuff. You have to find it. So it's a great category if you can find it.
Second Life Magic says, I currently have 4 eBay stores, each one selling different genres of books. Should I continue this model or combine and focus on one?
All of them in the one. Your oldest account. Get rid of all those stores, put them all in one. You don't need those. People search by individual SKU, unless it's a very rare case where Christine's Crustacean Creations is only rare shellfish shells, and she does her marketing that way, then it makes sense. But if it's Christine's collectibles, then it doesn't matter. Like even all in the book category, I would not separate. That's way too much work to have 4 different logins and 4 different payments. I would never do that.
Yeah, plus they're all books, so.
Plus they're all books, yeah. Close enough.
Yeah. Trackstar says, hey, could you explain why the date system is superior? Why not store items via a dedicated location? For example, Kobe jersey goes into A1, polo shirts go into A2, etc.
Because date-based systems allow you to find items in case they're not in the dedicated space. That's the main reason. So once in a while, like maybe 1 out of 100 items, it will not be in the dedicated space. Also, it's easier to consolidate chronological items versus items that are stored in specific bins. You're always walking around looking for spaces that are empty. I've done both. In the chronological sequential system, I crushed it. My average time for picking was 12 seconds. And in the dedicated location, it's not as easy because it's just not as clean for being able to walk through your inventory one time and picking everything out. And you can visually see 16 in between 17 and 18 really easily. So you don't have to look through the bin for the dedicated space. You can just reach right in and grab it. In fact, if I had more room between the shelves, which I'm going to do for Poshmark, I won't even have to move the box. I can just reach in and grab it. So you can walk straight to the item in a sequential system. All your items in a row versus like in the dedicated bin, it's more complicated. So for example, you could go number 10, 17, 21 and go 10, 17, 21 and pull it versus A1, A2, A4. I had to look through A2, A1, or A1, A2, and A4, and it's way slower. I've tried both, and the dedicated system is cool, but it requires a lot more space. There's nothing wrong with the dedicated system. I've done both. I still was pretty organized. Wow, there's a lot of people. Everyone smashed the like button. I kind of used 500 people in here. Hopefully this is useful, guys. And if you join the Patreon group, you're welcome to follow along inside of the mastermind calls in the morning. But I'm really excited to see that come through. I really like the people that I picked, so I feel like it's going to be really useful for a lot of people.
Anil, who is from India and watches all your videos.
Thank you.
Awesome. They say, just wish to know, is it worthy to launch my own website for reselling?
Sure. I mean, it's hard. It's easier to sell on somebody else's platform. But if you want to start your own, go for it. It's not, finding your own customers is an art.
So the main thing would be marketing.
Yeah.
Because there are websites that you can integrate e-commerce and stuff pretty easily. But Wiki says, Chris, any word on us having a group shirt?
Who says that?
Wiki Domain.
I mean, we have merch. I just need time to put it together.
Put it up.
Yeah, we have it. We're gonna get shirts and hoodies and mugs and all that stuff for people.
Dusty's asking, you mentioned selling shelves, etc. Are you moving your inventory?
No, I just don't need as much space because I'm moving more into a faster turn through. So I only need a third the space because my stuff sells 3 times as fast. Right now, stuff is staying in the store only a week, and it used to take me 4 months to sell it. So it's a totally different business model now, and you got to adjust. And sometimes life gives you a different twist, and you got to just change it up.
Just roll with it.
Roll with it.
Cindy Dale is saying, hi from North Carolina. Just heard you'll be here for FlipCon. Will this be good for new resellers?
It's only going to be networking. It will not teach you how to resell. You don't need to go to the conference to learn how to resell. You just need to start around the house, sell a few things. It's just to hang out. It's not, I wouldn't go to the event to learn how to resell because it's way too expensive for that. I would go to hang out with us, but definitely not to learn how to resell.
You'll meet a lot of cool people.
You'll meet cool people and hang out, have some good food, but yeah, it's not going to teach you much.
AJK says, in the Bay Area here, would you ever offer a service of renting a photographer or drop-off service of more than 100 items? We were talking about that.
We were going to make a reseller center.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can. I know how to do that. I think I would do the photo part. I wouldn't do the listing part. But if you wanted to show up, drop off 100 items, and we give you a memory card with all 100 photos, we could offer that service. Yeah. We would probably charge $2 to photograph the item, and that's kind of expensive, but that would give you perfect photos. We would be like a dry cleaner. That would be interesting.
Oh, wicked. Okay, got it. Said it. I was thinking of Wikipedia. Let's see. Crystal says, when do you let go of stale inventory?
I never let it go. I hold a grudge the whole time. I just discount it until it's at $1. So if it doesn't sell, I haven't had anything that won't sell at $1. So you just keep discounting it until it sells.
MZ Bronze Goddess says, hi Chris, how do I join your mentorship program?
So the mentorship program is just me randomly selecting people I think have the most diverse background. So I'm gonna do 10 new people every 2 months. So just stay in touch. You can join the Patreon group right now, and we have 30 hours of live coaching in there. And the mentorship is the same, whether or not you're on video or not. It's just you tell us what's going on with you. We might come up with a Skillshare course on how to plan your schedule, because apparently that's the biggest holdup for people. So I want to help people get their schedule together because that really helps.
Caroline says, do you keep your inventory in a spreadsheet?
No, I don't. I used to, but it's not necessary. I do it now by category. So all inventory to me is one category, and I just keep track of how much I spent that month on that category, and I deduct that. And it's called the cash way of accounting. And there's accrual accounting as well, which would require a spreadsheet, and I don't do that. You can do one or the other.
Lori Fox says, Chris, is there a video showing how you set up your inventory by the date system? I'm following, but I am a visual learner, so seeing a video would help me grasp the concept.
Yes. Also, I want to remind people that in our group, we have Cheryl, who's a real accountant, and she can help you set up your bookkeeping and accounting. And yes, as a visual learner, are you ready? So let's say you have 3 boxes, right? This box has number 1, 2, 3 in it. The next box has 4, 5, 6 in it. And the next box has 7, 8, 9 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how a date-based system works, because they're listed in order. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. You can go back to your email that says your eBay listing was confirmed. And let's say you can't find item number 2. When you go back in your email, you can see it's around this area. You can walk over here and kind of find it.
And it's easy to consolidate, because once 2 and 3 sell, then you can move.
Yeah, so once it consolidates, you can just slowly shrink it.
Maybe we can try making it a
We've
video.
we've made tons of videos on it. Just search inventory system on my videos.
Satoshi says, I think it's not just summer slowdown, it's the economy as a whole.
Yeah, but you don't have to have slow sales. You can adjust your business so that the sales are faster.
Alex says, would you recommend listing a few auctions every week to get higher in the eBay algorithm?
No, I don't like eBay auctions. They're not necessary. I think people do it out of desperation, but it's not. I think you should try to get all the money, because if you're listing something for $100 and it will sell at $100, why do you have to sell it at $86 right now? Can't you just wait another week? It's not like it's going to take that long to sell it at full price. The auction method, sometimes you get $20 for it, and I don't want to take that big of a bath on it. Like, I'm okay just waiting. If I'm really that desperate, I would just discount it a little bit instead of doing the auction. And then also with auctions on eBay, people can sometimes not pay, and I don't want that. I want the payment immediately, so I prefer buy it now. If somebody offers me $8 on a $10 item, if I send the offer to Watcher 20% off, I'm gonna get that sale right away. And if they don't, I can also relist it right away. The auction is a really big pain, because sometimes people bid on it, they win, and they don't pay until next payday, and it's just a lot to keep track of.
AJK, he says the photography he just wants the photos, so that would be great. So how can he reach you? Just email
you. Can email me, chris@dailyrefinement.com. Dude, don't pay me $2 a photo. Just do it yourself. I can offer that, but it's a ripoff, because it's not necessary. You can house. If you want us to do it, I guess we could do it. It's just like kind of a waste of money. I'm trying to like save people money here.
Let's see. Diggity says, hi Chris, what are your thoughts on selling hats or Disney as a niche?
Those are both awesome. There's a category called Disneyana, and it's all things Disney, and people are religious about Disney. I mean, there's people who have every single goofy hat ever. I mean, I remember everything about my Disneyland experience, and I only went once as a kid. So like, I remember churros were $8, and that was above our budget. So I don't know. Everything about Disney is religious. People go crazy for it. You can make a full-time living just shopping from the employee store. You can figure out the outlets. I mean, this is a Florida and Southern California thing. You can really get into it if you're near the park. And then if you're not, you can still do it because there's so much Disney stuff everywhere. You can just sell Disney if you want. And hats are great because they're light. And hopefully we get our hats soon. But hats are easy to ship. People are willing to spend $20 to $40 for a hat easily. So it's a really good business. Thank you, Emma.
Teresa is saying, good morning from San Jose, California. Glad
What's
to
up?
catch you live. Where are you selling your items?
On Whatnot. So if you go to the description, there's a link to get $10 off your first purchase. And I have 29 wholesale boxes left and they're streaming right now. So you can go in there and hop on there and buy one. If you buy one box, if you buy 2 boxes, the second box will ship for $1. And there's 45 items in each box, and I will sell out, and then I won't offer those anymore. These are the wholesale boxes on there. There's just a few left. I'm not cherry picking. Whatever was my inventory on eBay will be going out, and I may switch and do some wholesale in the future, but I haven't ironed out those details yet.
Hollywood Reseller says, any thoughts on taking questions from resellers live, kind of like a Dave Ramsey show in the future?
We're doing that right now. This is
our show.
I know they want to call in.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
Christine will figure this out. How? We need to get a third monitor right here, right?
On this wall?
On this wall, so it'll
Okay.
be, and then you'll pop up on here, and then you can.
Oh, like
ask
a video chat
Yeah,
kind
you
of
can
thing?
hop on live. Christine has her work cut out for her. She's gonna figure out how to get the third monitor. Well, here's the thing on Dave Ramsey, it's just audio, which is not bad.
Okay,
Or not bad
okay.
because we could do the call in on the phone and then speakerphone it. It's not terrible. We can.
We can try to figure
Christine
it out.
can.
I can try to figure it out. Okay. Let's see. Chase is asking, what's your suggestion if I'm at my limit on 200 items in my space and do sales every 2 weeks, 300 to 600 in sales and 200 to 300 in profit? I only source online and sell on Instagram and whatnot. Is
there a question
Are you
here?
asking, like, do you need more space?
What do you need? That sounds like you got it all figured out.
You doing
So,
good? Is he doing good?
So I guess for me, I consider you doing good if you sell at least 1% of your inventory per day at a profit margin you're happy with. So if you're doing a mixture of IG and whatnot, the only issue with that is it's very time intensive. So I like it. I just want to make sure, you have to make sure your hourly rate is worth it.
There are several questions asking, just in general, what is your opinion on drop shipping? Like, yay, nay? In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, it works. If you specialize, I don't have an issue with it because the only issue I have is if customers don't get their items. That's a garbage experience. So if you drop ship something and customers get it, then I don't see there being any issue there. I'm a fan. I just don't like defects, and it's easier to control defects when you have the item.
Yeah, yourself.
If somebody else is shipping it for you, you rely on them.
VangB87 says, how much would you have to make year or monthly to be comfortable with hiring people?
I think you need to be selling, if you do the tech and sports way, which I haven't done. So I would say you don't need to hire anyone shipping until you're more than 30 a day minimum. Minimum. Like I can easily ship 50 items myself in an hour. So see how like that pushes the timeline really far out, because if you can ship 50 in an hour, you kind of don't need to hire anybody for a long time. So I would say if you're making $300 a day profit, you can maybe hire someone $100 a day profit to help you get to $500 a day profit, if that makes sense. Okay, in theory, when you hire someone, right, you want to make more money than before hiring the person. I'll give you guys an example. My YouTube channel made a certain amount of money, right? I have Christine costs money to help me run my YouTube channel. I have to weigh paying her with, does the channel make enough money to cover it? And let's say it does, and it does. If the difference I end up making the same, I'm still okay with it because I don't have to stay up till 3 in the morning. And what I did is not really considered editing, but for me it was hard. But that's like, if you can take over and maintain the same level of income or a little bit more, it's more worth it. So I would say that a lot of people are way too quick to hire. I did my YouTube channel for 5 years before hiring a person to help me. So that's the main thing.
Nerd Adventures says, since I started charging for postage, I haven't sold anything. What do you advise?
Look at the total price, and it might be too high. The price of shipping shouldn't, on its own, cause somebody not to buy.
Quick question from This and That Bargains. Do you fill out country/region of manufacturer?
I personally do not. Most of the time, it is in the picture of the content.
Jill Speck says, why would you sell something for $1 when you could redonate and get a much better write-off?
If you do cash accounting, you can't do that. With cash accounting, you account for the cost of the item when you buy it, so you can't double dip and get a write-off. If you do accrual accounting, where you account for the item when you sell it, then of course you would want to redonate it if your time is worth less than that. So like, if you're driving to go donate one item, that would clearly not be worth your time. But if you're driving to donate 500 items because you totally screwed up your store and 1,000 of them are, you have 1,000 items and 500 are horrible, then it's worth your time to drive 500 to the thrift store and donate them, then spend the time to discount it to only get $1 a piece. But from my experience, it's better for the velocity of your store to discount it, because then eBay is like, wow, this person's here to play ball, as Tech and Sports would say. They're here to make money. Let's give them traffic. And nothing lets eBay know that you're really serious than selling things cheaply and delivering perfectly. That's how I would do it. I would never redonate an item. I would always sell for $1. Plus it takes time to go back in there and do that. Plus, in the group, we believe that eBay is spiteful. And if you remove items, they don't like you. So the robot holds grudges, and we don't want to do that.
Really? Drummer's asking, do you think ending a stale listing and choosing to sell similar will boost you in the algorithm any better than just revising the listing, or hurt you in the algorithm over time?
It's a waste of time. It's like, you can do it if you want to, but I would focus more on new listings. I'd rather have 20 listings in my store than 10. And it takes the same amount of time to end and delist 10 items than it does to list 10 items again. So you have 20 opportunities to make money versus 10. You're always going to make money with the bigger store, in my opinion. So I would much rather focus on making my store bigger than going back and adjusting old ones.
Lost Collector says, as a seller, I feel eBay's auctions suck. How do you feel about eBay's auctions? What do you think they could do better for their auctions? I like auctions with soft endings, but think that would help.
So we're gonna just answer 2 more questions and then call it. Okay. I don't like eBay's auction system because now in the world of TikTok and whatnot and all these live streaming things, that the auction is only 1 or 2 minutes at the most. eBay's 1, 3, 5, 7, 10-day auction format is kind of outdated unless the item is really rare and unique. And in that scenario, you want to get as many eyeballs and buyers as possible. If I was selling a rare antique, I would always use eBay because the most people will see it. But if you're going for just a generic item, I would never use eBay because it's too slow. So eBay auctions, what they could do better, I think they can't do it better because they already announced eBay Live, and it's a couple of quirky people that sell it, and that's not what made eBay great. What made eBay great was, actually, that's not true. What people think made eBay great was just a bunch of regular people doing auctions, but it's mainly the types of items that people were selling, not the people. So the way eBay could grow, which it kind of is incentivize the people who sell the types of things that they want to come onto the platform, like me. They offered me lower fees to bring sneakers onto the platform, so I did, right? That's how you get more stuff to the platform to get more people to use it. That's what eBay is doing. They're focusing on like 3 to 5 main categories of collectibles, and they're paying those sellers essentially to hop on and sell stuff. So that's the main goal for them, is to bring the sellers, and the format's not so important, but I don't think eBay is going to let us run our own auctions ever. I'm not on eBay anymore, but let sellers run their own auctions because it's too dangerous. eBay is so big, they can get sued. Like, I could be smoking a blunt, drinking, doing some ecstasy, swearing with licensed music in the background. There's no way eBay will allow people to do that. They're too big, there's too many lawsuits, so it's just going to be some quirky person like Flo from the Progressive commercials. They're going to pay someone like her $700,000 a year to present 12 items a day. That's what eBay Live is going to be. It'll come out soon. It'll be ridiculous because eBay has millions of users. So like, they'll probably sell like some crazy 1970 Lincoln Continental convertible for $32,000 and it's only worth 20 because so many people looked at it. But how does that help you or me? It doesn't. So I think eBay's auctions are dead unless you have a really popular, unique item and you want to do it. I personally know sellers like Lux Swap, 100% auctions. He still does $5 million a year on eBay. You can still do it. You're just asking me my overall opinion. You have to be really niched and you have to focus on what I call grails or bangers is the terminology for the youth. The youth call it. 2 more questions. The youth. I'm an old man now, so like I just barely learned about all these TikTok things, and it's already old news.
Okay, Big Drift is saying, I've heard that if you set up a schedule and stick to it, you'll have the time to take photos and list. I was approved for Whatnot, and I'm a bit nervous. Any tips?
Is that Allison? So yeah, I recommend you do a themed show. You have a great social media following. So what I would do is create your auction. And there's 2 things that sell really well on Whatnot: bundles and then really nice items. So what I would do is really nice items stand alone, average items, bundle those together, make a super bundle, create a little bit of hype. I think people burn out after maybe an hour. And after that, it's the volume game again. So short and sweet, bundles, plug your Instagram. You're a great picker, so I think what you should do is bundle the lower end items on Whatnot. Use the best items to create hype for the show, and then your mids sell on eBay. That's how I would approach. And I'm hoping you make. I think she already has a YouTube channel, but with the eye that you have, she's like picks these amazing things. You should definitely be on YouTube.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, we should probably end there.
Okay, thanks everyone. Appreciate you guys. Remember, the
Thanks for
mentorship is
hanging
9
out.
a.m. every day. We do lives once a week on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Peace.
Bye.